Hi everyone, so today we have the problem here to finding the remainder of the function when divided by x minus 1. So to solve this one, I'm going to use two methods. The first one is I'm going to use long division. The second one, I'm going to use remainder theorem, and then we can compare them. So here for long division, we have x power of 3 plus 2x squared minus x plus 3 divided by x minus 1. So here it will become x power of 2. X power of 2 times x minus 1, we will have x power of 3 minus x power of 2. Then here we have 3x squared minus x. Then 3x, so 3x times x minus 1. We have 3x power of 2 minus 3x. And the next, this one will be 2x and then plus 3. So 2x plus 3, here we will have 2. So 2 times x minus 1, we will have 2x minus 2. So the remainder is 5. Next, let's use remainder theorem. So in remainder theorem, I will just set the divisor x minus 1 equals to 0. It means that we will get x equals to 1. And then using this x equals to 1, we will substitute it to this function here. So we will have 1 power of 3 plus 2 times 1 power of 2 minus 1 plus 3. 1 power of 3 is 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 3 is 5. So from here you can see that it more easier using remainder theorem than long division. But in order for us for using remainder theorem, we need to understand the concept so we know why we set x minus 1 equals to 0 and then why after that we substitute it to the function here. The question is, why do we need to learn another concept in order to save a little bit of time instead of just using the simple one, which is long division? The answer is because remainder theorem is actually the advanced form of long division, where its main function is to solve problem about remainder. The second reason is, let's say I will put 3 level difficulties on problems, then this one is actually level 1 or the easy mode. Why? Because here you have the function and then here you have the divisor. If you have these two informations, then you can use long division, even though you can see here that remainder theorem still faster. Now let's check the intermediate difficulty, like this one. So this one we still have the information about the function, but now you can see some missing information, in this case a and b. So that's why the questions is find the value of a and b. But still, here we know the divisor and then the remainder. So it's still possible for calculating this one using long division. And then for the difficulty level, so for example like this number 2 here, where the function or fx is completely unknown. Here you can see that they only stated fx is divided by the divisor x minus 2 with remainder 5. But they don't give the information about the function. So what it means that we do not know the degree about this function. Like you can see here, if we know the function like this, at least we know the degree is degree 3. That make possible to calculate using long division. But if we do not know the degree, then it's impossible for using long division. It's still possible, but we will need a lot of calculation and guessing. So with that, let's learn about remainder theorem in polynomial. So what is remainder theorem? Or in this case, I will write it as RT. So remainder theorem is actually consists of two setup of concept. The first setup is that when we can express fx or the function, polynomial function, as quotient, qx, divisor, dx, and remainder, rx, like this one. The simple example of this one is, let's say we want to find the remainder when 13 is divided by 5. So the answer is quite clear. It must be 3, right? But instead of writing it like this, I will writing it as 13 will be equals to 2 times 5 plus 3. So same expression where 13 here is the function, 2 is the quotient, 5 is the divisor, and then 3 is the remainder. So the second one is that since we want to find Rx here, it means that the second setup must be dx equals to 0. So we can have fx equals to Rx. So what does it mean by dx equals to 0? Because if we want to find the remainder here, it means that we need to set the part here to 0. And in order for this part to become 0, we either set qx equals to 0 or the dx equals to 0. But here in remainder theorem, we can ignore about the qx. Why? Because the important information in remainder theorem is dx and rx and sometimes fx. So now the same example that we already solved in the beginning. Now express x power of 3 plus 2x power of 2 minus x plus 3 when divided by x minus 1 in remainder theorem form. So here I will write it as fx equals to x power of 3 minus 2x power of 2. Sorry, this one is plus minus x plus 3. So this part is the normal equation equals to the remainder theorem is x power of 2 plus 3x plus 2 times x minus 1 plus 5. So here you can see that we have the first fx equals to x power of 3 plus 2x power of 2 minus x plus 3. And then the second one is that fx equals to x squared plus 3x plus 2 times x minus 1 plus 5. So if the question is expressed in remainder theorem form, then we will choose this one. But sometimes in problem, we need these two and then combine them together because both of them are actually the same. Now the second question is find the remainder of the previous one. So in previous one, we already know that the fx equals to x squared plus 3x plus 2 times x minus 1 plus 5. So this one is in remainder theorem form. So to find the remainder, you can see here that this one I can set up to 0. So it means that x minus 1 will be equals to 0 or x equals to 1. So that when I substitute this x equals to 1 to the function, we will get 5 as remainder. But here the same thing. Don't forget that fx, as I said before, is actually x power of 3 plus 2x power of 2 minus x plus 3. So same thing, if I choose 1 as the value and substitute it, then times 1 power of 2 minus 1 plus 3, the result is the same, 5. So the difference is that this form here is in RT. It means that we use this one as a concept to explain to this one why if we choose x value equals to 1, then we can find the remainder. The explanation is we are using this one. The last information I want to share from here is that you can see that fx, we can just write it as qx times x minus 1 plus 5. So you can see here that in order for us to find the remainder, I doesn't even need the information about the qx and then fx. All I need is the information about the divisor. And then I will choose 1 to set this divisor to 0, and then we will have 5 as remainder. So here the next problem, as I mentioned in the beginning, right, about the function, we know the function, but we are missing some information here, which is a and b. So first one, I want to collect all of the information that we know. So fx, here we know fx is ax power of 3 plus x squared minus 5x plus b. The second information, fx when divided by x minus 2. So fx equals to qx times x minus 2. The remainder is 36. So it means that if the value of x equals to 2, then this part here will become 0, and then f2 will be equals to 36. Same thing with the third information. So we can see here that fx is divided by x plus 2, the remainder is 40. It means that f minus 2 will be equals to 40. So after write down all of this information, now we can solve this problem to find out the value of a and b. So since the a and b is the missing information from fx, and then we know the value of f2 and then f minus 2, so here I'll using first f2 equals to 8a plus 4 minus 10 plus b, right? So x equals to 2. I substitute to this equation here, equals to value of f2 is 36, so this one will be equals to 36. And then simplify this one, so we will have 8a plus b is equals to 42. Second one, same thing. Now I will use f minus 2 and then substitute this value of minus 2 to this function. So we will have minus 8a plus 4 plus 10 plus b equals to 40. So minus 8a plus b is equals to 26. So now we can using elimination to solve the value of a and b. So the next one is plus b equals to 26 plus, so here we will get 2b equals to 68. It means that we will get b equals to 34. 8a will be equals to 8, and then a will be equals to 1. So this is the value of b and this is the value of a. So as I mentioned before, that the dx and rx is the two most important information in this remainder theorem. So here we realize that the function of remainder is always 1 degree lower than the function of divisor. So for example, if the divisor here is degree 1, then the remainder will be degree 0 or constant. If the divisor here is degree 2 or quadratic equation, then the divisor will be degree 1. So for example, I'll using the same example over and over again, so it will save a lot of time, like this one. So this one is x power of 2 plus 3x plus 2 times x minus 1 plus 5. So here you can see that this one is dx, which is degree 1. And then you can see here the Rx is constant or degree 0. Same thing with this one. Here now I increase the degree of the divisor to 2, and let's see, we expect that if the divisor is degree 2, then the remainder will be degree 1. So we're using long division. So even though for remainder theorem is not efficient at all for using long division, but for basic problem like this, it's faster using long division. So this one will become x, and then x power of 3 plus x power of 2 minus 2x. So we'll get here x plus 3. So this is the remainder. So you can see that the remainder here is power of 1 or degree 1. So with that concept in mind, so let's solve this one. So I already mentioned this one in the beginning that this is impossible problem to solve because we do not know the value of the function here. But now let's solve this one using remainder theorem. So first information, when fx is divisible by x minus 2, the remainder is 5. So we got f2 will be equals to 5. Next one, and when divided by x plus 2, it means that f minus 2 will be equals to minus 11. Now the question is, what is the remainder of fx when divided by? So I'll write it in RT form. X minus 2 times x plus 2 plus the remainder. But here, before I write down the remainder, you can see here that this one is the dx, not just x minus 2 or x plus 2, but both x minus 2 and x plus 2. What it means is that the dx is quadratic equation. So if the dx is quadratic equation, then the Rx must be degree 1 equation, or here I will write it as ax plus b, and then ax and b here is the remainder. So if the question is find the remainder of the function here, it means that we need to find the value of a and b first. If we can find the value of a and b, then automatically we already solved the problem. So the first step is I will use f2. If I choose x equals to f2, then the part here will be 0, and then we will get 2a plus b equals to f2 here is 5. Same with the second one, I'll using x minus 2. So for minus 2, same thing, the part here will be 0, and then we will get minus 2a plus b. F minus 2 is minus 11. So same thing, we will eliminate this one using plus, so we will get 2b equals to minus 6. So b will be equals to minus 3. It means that 2a will be 8. If 2a is 8, then a will be equals to 4. So with that, the Rx must be 4x minus 3. So this is the answer.